Well, participants, we started to discuss about factors influencing development, and today in this class, particularly in class number 3, we are to discuss about the general characteristics of development. Friends, we came to know that in the process of development, two factors play specific roles, and these two are the environmental factors as well as the genetic factors or hereditary factors, or the hereditary factor, or in other term genetic factor and environmental factor. These are the two most important factors which have specific influence in the process of development. In today's class, we are to discuss about the characteristics of the process of development, and we found about the difference between the two terms growth and development. We came to know that development is a holistic term which basically includes all parameters of growth. Growth basically means about physical development, and the development you see includes physical and mental development or growth of a concerned person. From the point of development, different individuals, different persons manifest diverse characteristics. Means there are differences are there in each of us. So for the process of development of our physiological or physical capabilities and mental attributes or mental capabilities are concerned, as there are individual differences among individuals or persons, so the developmental process also manifests the differences. If in your examination a question is put why the process of development manifests differences, then we are to write because of individual differences among various persons, because of individual differences, or because of differences concerning to the qualities of various individuals from the parameter of physiology or from mental dimension. Let us see the next slide, so that these differences can be noticed either in physical or physiological, or in mental or psychic dimension, or sometimes in both, means in physiological as well as mental or physical or psychological. Now individual differences, you see, this is the picture where we can see or notice differences, physiological differences among various persons. And in case of yourself, suppose when you are to see or understand the differences between various individuals, then you see that some are tall, some are short, some are very fat, some are robust, some are slim. Like this, we see differences in physiological or physical appearances as well as in mental potentialities. Let us see the next slide. Without understanding the physical and mental differences, particularly from the point of view of various qualities or capabilities, it becomes difficult to impart education in a systematic way. Friends, you are going to be educators in the sector of education. Just after the completion of your TET examination, as well as either after the completion of your course, you will be in the sector of higher education or in any other part of the educational sector, and that's why it is your basic duty to understand the process of development so much well, because without understanding the differences concerning to the physiological and mental parameters, or without having knowledge relating to individual differences, we never can educate our students or the learners in scientific way. Thus, the first and foremost duty of every educator, every teacher, every educational officer is to understand the individual differences and the general nature and significance of physical or physiological and mental or psychic development of the human child, because the process is very fantastic as well as it is very fascinating. Let us see the next slide. Individual differences. Here you can see this is a very fat person, slim person, short person, tall person, like this. And here even you can understand by you see observing the differences of your fingers. If you consider the 5 fingers of your left hand either or the right hand as 5 different persons, then you will see or understand so much well the differences among the fingers, 5 fingers. This is the middle finger which is taller than the other fingers, on this finger, this finger, this finger, this finger. So like this, among persons, among individuals, there are physiological or physical differences, at the same time mental or psychological differences, like some are more intelligent, some are less intelligent, some are average, some are mediocre, some are dull, some are very poor, and some are, you see, idiot. Like this, there is the classification of various persons from the standpoint of intelligent quotient. Let us see the next slide. The common and general nature and significance of physical or physiological and mental or psychological or psychic development of the human child are, so these are the special characteristics. Number A or 1, development process is influenced by 2 important factors. You got it. They are the hereditary or the genetic factor and the environmental factor. These are the 2 prime factors which play definite roles in the process of development, either physiologically or physically, either physiological from the standpoint of view of physical, or physiologically or physically, or mental parameter from the standpoint or mentally. Let us see the next slide. Thus, development is the process which is determined by the hereditary or genetic and environmental factors of an individual, of a concerned person. This is point number 1. Number 2, development includes both the innate, means original, inborn, and acquired, means which is earned, means learned behaviors of the human being. The hereditary or the genetic factors determine the innate behavior or the original behavior or the inborn attributes of a concerned person. Let us see the next slide. On the other hand, the environmental factors determine the acquired behavior, learned behavior of the organism or of the individual. With the help of the innate potentialities or original capabilities or inborn attributes, the human organism interacts with the environment. This interaction helps to result development. So friends, the process of development is the result of an interaction with the environment with the help of the original or genetic or hereditary capabilities or potentialities. Let us see the next slide. Innate behavior, once we say, I have used various terms: innate or original or inborn, and acquired behavior is earned behavior, learned behavior. How to understand? Let us see. Take these balloons which are not well blown up, means unblown balloons. There is no air at all. Just after your birth of the cells, these are the children. And this is acquired just after having education in various stages or levels. This is blown balloon, means it is pumped up, means the process of development goes on, and this is the ultimate figure. So this is acquired, this is learned, this is the, you say, blown state of the balloon, and this is the unblown state of the balloon. This is just after the birth, and suppose this is just after total development of a concerned person. So friends, by saying as innate behavior, we mean about the original capabilities or the inborn attributes or the original capabilities or the genetic potentialities or the hereditary potentialities. And by mentioning about or by the term acquired behavior, we mean about the learned behavior which basically happens in the environmental setting, in the greater environment. And such kind of development is possible only with the help of the original potentialities which are genetically transmitted from one generation to the next one. So friends, this much means we have discussed some of the points in this slide, and in the next slide we will discuss the other points which do have link or relationship concerning to the area of general characteristics of development. Thank you so much.